I guess we'll just get right down to it. Well, first question. How'd you guys meet?
Ryan?
Who wants to go first?
The galaxy far, far away.
I don't think people are going to be able to hear you with that thing on.
You can hear me, can't you? In a galaxy far, far away. Actually, planet Tatooine, everybody knows. There was a special app that we both enlisted in. And we didn't actually have apps on Tatooine, but pretend that we did. And it was called the Mutual app. It's a dating app. And I signed in. And then Jen, she liked me, I liked her, and it said, it's mutual. You like each other. And we started to message each other. And
Yeah.
that's how it started.
We messaged for like 2 or 3 weeks, right? Before we met one another.
That makes me sound desperate. Okay, cut. We're not going to say that. Take this off. Take this off.
So you...
I'm just kidding, but yeah, we did message for 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
And it was wonderful.
Yeah, but I was a little worried because our families are at such different places. Like, my family's young. I'm the oldest in my family. You're the youngest. And so I was like, how is this going to work? He has adult children. I have nieces and nephews that are newborns. I in my mind, I couldn't see how that would work. That was like the one thing that I was worried about in our dating.
I got a 30-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
I got grandkids.
Yeah.
got
And so I was like,
wife who passed away.
how would that work?
I know.
Yeah.
How's that supposed to work?
So what's the age difference between you guys?
In like eternal perspective, there's
No, like
trillions
in
of
an
years.
earthly perspective.
Oh, the earthly physical perspective, yes. Yeah, it's 7 years.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
No.
That's crazy that you have grandkids at, it's just 7 years of difference.
I know. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, they're step grandkids, if you will, but I just leave all that other
Right.
stuff out. But,
But
yeah.
they're around the same age. But Jen, your siblings don't have grandkids at the moment.
No.
Like not even close, right?
My siblings don't have grandkids. I'm the oldest.
Right.
And the oldest niece is 12.
Wow, okay. Yeah,
So
and then his kids are way older.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you guys met on Mutual. Is it kind of like Tinder? Have you guys ever tried Tinder?
No.
No.
Oh,
But it is like
It's
Tinder.
like just swiping.
Yeah, you do
Mhm.
swipe one up or down or something, or left or right.
Yeah.
Up or down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys decided to meet up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what was that like? First time you met
Well,
up?
I said, hey, we've been chatting a lot. Hey, would you like to go get a burger and a shake sometime? And she said, oh yeah, I would like to, but I'm watching my nieces this weekend. Sorry, I can't. Let's do it another time. I go, okay. And so we did.
When I said that to you, I was worried that you wouldn't ask again. I was like, oh no, I had to tell him no. I hope he asks again. So I was happy that you
I had
that
to
you
think,
did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had to think it over. Why is she rejecting me? Wasn't I rejecting her, or is it really it's not she has to wash her hair, that she already has something planned to do? So I'm like, all right, this is a real thing. Don't feel rejected. So let's just do it and try again. And so I said, let's go meet on another day. I
Yeah.
don't remember what day it was.
It was a Friday.
Oh, it was a Friday.
Yeah, I remember because that week, so I had made a goal
That's right.
that I was gonna like start dating. I had changed my profile a little bit so that it was honest, but just a little bit more exciting. I guess I had my sisters look at it and help me make myself look the best I can, because it's hard to talk about yourself on like computers and like sites and stuff. And so I actually had a date the night before too. But I was so much more excited for your date. I even told my sisters, I was like, I've got 2 dates this week. But I'm really excited for my date with Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how I remember that it was on a Friday.
I had 15 dates that week.
Liar.
So many. Okay, that's just you. Okay.
So what was the first impression of you guys after you met for the first time? Because you've obviously had been talking for 2 or 3 weeks, so you build feelings and you kind of know the person.
Yeah.
But first impressions, face to face.
Well, I was surprised at how comfortable I was with Brian instantly. Like, I don't think I've ever felt that way with a single person ever. Yeah, that was my first impression. It's just that, like, this man is trustworthy. He just made me feel so comfortable.
Oh, that's so nice. Thanks, babe. And I thought you were really nice. I thought, oh, wow, she is really nice and beautiful. And I thought, I'm like, first of all, what are you going to do on this? How are you going to... Well, I called her earlier in the week, like, instead of chatting, let's speak to one another. And I'm like, you have a really beautiful voice. She's like, you have a really nice voice, too.
I did. I loved his voice when I heard it.
That's cool. I'm like, we might as well speak, like, on the phone instead of just texting messages until we meet, because we're going to see you in a few days here. So we did, and I thought she was beautiful, and then I gave her a hug. So I'm like, what do I do, a hug or handshake? I'm like, I'm going to hug her. Well, I also found out what her favorite flower was, hydrangea. And so I said, well, I better not show up to a date empty-handed. I better have some flowers. And now I know her favorite flower. I better get that one. The hydrangeas. And luckily it was May.
Yeah.
And so they had some at the store, and I bought some. And I thought, now how am I going to present them to her? Bring them out these potted plants and say, here you go. And I thought, dang, I think I'm here early enough. And I just had this quick idea to jump into the restaurant where we were meeting, Fancy Freeze, and I put them on the table. I go, hey, I'm going to put this on the table to reserve my spot right here. We're going to go sit here. But she doesn't know that these are for her. And then I put them there, and then we arrived back to my van. And I was waiting for her to show up, and then I was like, that's her. I'm pretty sure that's her. So I jumped out too, and right up and met her. And she had never been there, so I was like, oh yeah, this is a good place. Hey, you never been here? Okay, yeah. And then, where do you want to sit?
Yeah, so I was thinking, oh, it's a beautiful day. Let's sit outside. And he's like, no.
I was like, let's sit inside.
Let's sit here.
Where do you want to sit? I go, oh, right here is good. This table right here with hydrangeas on it.
I look at
she's
the
like,
table.
what?
And I see the flowers there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy, not only did he give me flowers, but he didn't just, like, get me, like, a little bouquet of flowers. He bought me 2 potted plants of hydrangeas, and that was just so sweet. It was unbelievably thoughtful.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I was trying to be.
And that was the first date?
Yeah. And then we said, we had a good time, and I said, well, if we're having a good time, we should probably go do something else. You want to do something else? Yeah, what do you want to do? She's like, you want to go bowling? I go, yeah, let's go. So we went bowling. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, it was the funniest thing. It was like, we just had a great day, and then, bowling isn't a great first date, because one's up bowling, the other one pushes it down.
So conversation kind of went from, like, a high at dinner to, like, a low bowling, because you're up and down, there's not a whole lot of sitting to time to chat, So we walk out. I think we both had a good time.
Yeah.
And we walk out, and I put my arm around and I gave him a side hug.
I gave her a side hug. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, okay, bye. It's good to see you. We'll see you later. Or, and I just gave her a side hug. And I was like, well, I'll give her a side hug. We introduced each other with like a
full-on hug, yeah. Anyways, I was so worried because afterwards I was like, oh no, he's gonna think I don't like him because I gave him a side hug.
I thought the same thing.
Not like a full hug, because I did like him. I didn't want to give him the wrong mood, because side hug is total, like, thanks for the date, but I'm not interested move,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a game of chess. Going to dates.
Yeah.
You gotta plan on everything that you're doing and all those right moves and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. So true.
So you guys got married pretty quick after you started dating.
Mhm.
Who was the first one to be like, I'm going to marry this person?
Well, guess what? Came down to who is going to be the one who say I love you first. And I feel like I felt it. And I felt that love, but I wanted to say it, but I was like, no, I have to let her say it. She's the woman, the emotional leader, the emotional level person in the relationship. I need to have her say it. So I was like waiting for like a month, I think. And how long?
Gosh, when did we say it?
When did we say that? In December? No, not December.
We were married in
We were
December.
already married. No, I was just thinking Christmas.
Was it like mid-July? End of July?
Yeah. Sometime in July, I guess, that we will meet.
I don't.
May,
That's a really great question, though. I don't know when I
a couple months.
knew. You know, I think I knew he was marriage material. You know, from the very beginning. Otherwise, I wouldn't have continued to date him. I think I kind of made the decision. Could I marry this man? Is he what I want? Am I what he wants? We were dating to get married. And so I wouldn't have spent any more time with him if I hadn't thought I could marry him. So
Yeah.
I guess to answer your question, right away, I knew that he was a potential person that I could marry.
Yeah, but then was such a quick turnaround because, we were focusing on December as a marriage date.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
November.
Well,
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
that's true. And then we were like, all right. And then but yeah, when did we come to the conclusion, like, yeah, you want to get married? It's because I felt like I was ready before she was, but then at some point, the marriage conversations come up because we're like, why are we dating? Because we're potentially going to be married,
Yeah.
There's a potential. And so we talked about all those questions. We actually went through a book, 365 questions, the thoughtful questions about what you talk to your potential spouse on. That we had some in-depth discussions on drives to long distance dates.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and we really have, and it's just nights on the couch talking about it. And so I think we figured it out probably halfway through that book,
Yeah.
or early in the book, but we went through the whole book, and then it was like Jen came to that realization because you told me, you were like, well, I got nothing else that I could possibly ask you or that you could possibly say that would change my mind. And she's
I
like,
did say that.
just to let you know. And so the base is like, your ball's in your court, and I was like, that means I've got to get a ring and start getting ready to ask the question. It's go time.
But I had at the beginning, said I definitely want to date for at least 4 months. Right? I think before we were engaged.
I thought, yeah. Well, before we were engaged, I don't know that you had a.
I think we dated for almost 4 months before we were engaged.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Frame? Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was pretty quick. You were right.
Yeah.
Excellent question. Thank you.
And all right, so next question. You decided that it was go time, ready to propose. You bought your ring. How was the proposal?
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I did get the ring. I was looking everywhere for that thing. I swear I spent like 50 hours trying to find it over a week. Online and in a few stores, and because she wanted opal, and so I knew what she wanted, her style and things, and so finally found one that was here locally carried, and I got it.
But I also didn't want you to spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah,
Right?
She didn't
I was
want
like,
big dollars on there. That was not important.
yeah, I was like, please do not spend a ton of money. I don't care about the ring. So that was another thing that kind of made it tricky because I didn't want you to spend, $1,000, and that's low compared to what other people spend. But I was thinking more like $200 to $400. So that was a little tricky.
And yeah, it was tricky. And then, but I found the perfect ring. I'm like, okay, this is it. Got the right size. I already knew the size. She didn't know I had got it, so I got it that Saturday. And then on Sunday, I was like, I have this ring. Here it is in my pocket. I'm like, I have it with me that day because I thought this could be the day that I do it. Where will I do it? I think I'll do it at the temple. The temple's the best place. That's where we're going to get married. That's where we're going to get sealed. So I thought, what are we going to do? And I thought, I don't know if we're going to do it today or not. But I said, we had gone to the temple before just to like walk around it as a little date. And so I thought, I'll just say that after church we'll go to the temple grounds and walk around and then I'll do it. And then I was thinking, hey, let's go. And she's like, okay, that sounds cool. And then I was like, wait, I haven't even asked her dad for her hand in marriage. Dang, I gotta go. He lives that way out far away. And I thought, not too far, but I didn't even know where he lived. And I was like, I gotta get a hold of her brother to get a hold of her dad. And I'm like, just texting. And then I'm calling him.
You've been out there before, but you didn't know how to get there.
I didn't know how to get there.
Yeah.
And anyways, I called him up. And I was like, yeah, I really love your daughter, and I want to ask you for your blessing and permission to marry her. And he was like, yeah, she knows what she wants, and she's not going to choose unwisely. And so if she is in a favor of that, then I'm definitely down. So I give you my blessing. I said, all right, thanks. And then we did it. We went to the temple afterwards, and I was like, I didn't know where to do it at. And people over here, people over there. So I'm like, where's the privacy spot around here? So we finally found a spot right up against the temple, and I did it.
Now, I thought that I was not expecting it at all on that day. Number one, because at that point we knew each other's schedules pretty well. And I had no clue how we would have had time to go get a ring. So I was not expecting that. And also, we had a trip planned the next weekend that in my mind was like the perfect place to do it, because we were going to Coeur d'Alene. And so I was like, oh, that's where he'll do it. It's like, we're going on a little trip, we'll be next to the water, like that's what I was thinking. So when we went to the temple, I had zero idea that he would be proposing, which I think worked out so much better and it made it so much more special because I wasn't expecting it. So yeah, we walked around the whole temple. We even sat down and talked for a little while and took pictures. And then we were up by the doors and there's like a doorbell or something up there. And he was being Brian, his silly, funny, hilarious self. And he was pretending like he was going to press the button. And I was like, don't do that, And so then he just starts talking to me and he's like, you're so amazing and you're so wonderful. And it didn't really catch on until he got down on his knee and I was like, oh my gosh. Best moment, best day. Well, not up until that point, best day ever, but I was very surprised and it was perfect. It was perfect.
Isn't it amazing how you still expect it, but you're still surprised about it?
Yeah, that's something I wouldn't have, emotion I wouldn't have expected. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you did a great job. Yeah.
All right, I got two more questions. One is really simple. How long have you guys been married now?
5 months.
Well, yeah, pretty much 5 months. Just minus 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And how long have you guys been together? Like officially dating?
Since May.
Almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Crazy how fast time has gone by.
Right.
It does not seem like a year, and yet it seems like many years at the same time. Like we fit so much in, and it feels like we've known each other forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, last question. You guys are newlyweds, still pretty much. I don't know when that dies off.
Doesn't matter for us.
I think that's a choice, honestly.
Yeah.
Is there any advice that you would give somebody who is in your position or getting ready to get married? Something that you would have done different, something that you would have known, that you would have liked to known? before getting married or after marriage? How was it different? Et cetera, et cetera.
You know, we're not perfect, but I think that our age gives us a little bit of upper hand. We've had lots of time and experience, you know, we've had lots of time to learn from others, learn from our own experiences. We know our communication styles, and we took the time to talk about those things before we got married. We've been lucky. I don't know that I have anything that I would say you should do this or we wish we would have done this. I don't have any of those, I don't think. But I would say my advice to someone who's thinking about getting married or a newlywed is to be patient and to learn your spouse's communication style. Don't be afraid to talk about something that maybe is a little uncomfortable for you, because that just festers, and you don't progress that way, you know. Also, just love, you know, just love your spouse. Yeah. Ryan, what would you suggest?
I would just say jump in, both feet, don't hold back, close your eyes, just do whatever you want to do. You can do anything. You can do anything, kids. I'm telling you right now. But no, don't do that. No, yeah, like Jen said, communication, talk about everything. Like if you think of a thought in your mind, oh, that's a weird thing or something, then you say it. You say, oh, I think that's a little weird, or I think, you know, and you just express yourself, and you get ready to hear back that, you know, maybe that's not a shared idea. You just get over that fear of not talking or fully communicating and being open. So yeah, being totally open. And like we did, I think, I mean, we didn't even have to, but we read that book of 365 deep questions about what you should know and talk about before you go in and get married. And like, that was pretty good. So basically talking about all the things that you possibly think you can talk about and more, and learning from others, talk to others in their relationships. Listen to this podcast, give a big like, put a big thumbs up right there in the video, subscribe, and tell your friends to subscribe. I'm telling you right now, it's going to help a relationship. But, you know, yeah, this is going to be a person you spend a lot of time with in your life. So just take it methodically and think, what do you want to have approach with the people before, or with that person before you want to get to the marriage level, I would say. And how do you guys resolve conflict? And what's your communication style? What's your primary and secondary love languages? And just everything you can possibly think of, you know. And then also, I think we're, like Jen said, we are on a more mature level. So if you're young, I would say, think about it. You're going to be now living with another person. And I mean, I think you can get a lot of that if you've gone on a mission. So if you've gone on a mission, that's a good thing to do, because you're going to learn how to live with somebody else and be with them in close quarters and spend a lot of time with them. So,
but don't sweat the small stuff. Like,
yeah,
get your own separate toothpaste tubes if you don't like how your partner squeezes the toothpaste, or, you know, like, don't sweat the small stuff. The small things are inconsequential. They don't matter.
Yeah.
It's how do you treat one another? How do you respect one another? How do you show love to one another?
Yeah.
You know, how do you communicate to one another? Those are the things that matter.
But the small stuff can become big, because it can be consequential.
True. If you let it.
Because, if you don't talk about it, if you don't take little action to say, now I've got my own toothpaste, or we're not sharing ever, or I'm not going to have the drawer that's on the left. And I would say, too, don't do things together that you both, try to do things that you both love. Like, oh, I like it, but I don't love it. But if you both love it, that's a win. That's a no-brainer. You do it. You get it. and you make it happen. So
Yeah.
this is the way.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for being here, for
You're
sharing
welcome.
your story. I know it's not a long recording, but
Nah,
but yeah, thanks again for sharing, and I hope you guys
I don't know.
have a very
Yeah.
loving and long relationship to come.
So do we.
Yeah, we think that too. We think you're great.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks
Thank
everybody
you.
for watching.
everybody. Thank you.